Well, very excited. Today I'm joined by Geran De Klerk from the Western Cape. He is the founder of Wunderpar. Geran, very nice to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Terrence. It's good to be able to chat to you today.
Technology and golf. You seem to have a passion for both. Can you briefly describe kind of your life journey, how you ended up at this point of starting a golf app?
Yeah, of course. So I've been in the kind of app design and development space pretty much my entire career. We started building apps back in the day when the iPhone and smartphones just became a thing. So it's definitely been a passion for me for a very long time. I myself am not one of the clever engineers that can actually code and build it, but I've worked on the UX side of things, working with a lot of great brands across the world. I think, the last couple of years, as for everyone, golfers started growing so fast and so many new people have come on board to play the sport, which has been very exciting to see. And I have been playing golf my entire life. So having built a bunch of apps before, it's exciting that we can finally kind of merge those two passions, work and play and build something that is hopefully meaningful to other golfers out there. So yeah, we Geran De Klerk, as you can see, we've been building apps for quite some time. We work mostly with clients abroad and in South Africa, and so this is one of our first apps in a very long time that we built ourselves. We funded ourselves, and our internal team worked on it. So we're definitely quite excited to have something that can get us out of the office on the golf course and to go taste the
Yeah,
tech
for
out.
sure. I wanted to touch on something you mentioned. I think I picked up in one of your Instagram videos something about that you decided to build another golf app. What was there a first golf app that was started? And can you share anything on that?
No, so I think our play there was that there's too many golf apps already out there, and we
Okay.
are now a bit of a part of the problem. We're
Okay.
adding
Okay.
to the
Right.
list of apps.
Okay. Okay. I got you. I
Yes,
got you. Okay. Yeah. Sure. No, that's
that's
that.
actually where
Yeah, well, that does make sense. I mean, certainly there's a huge plethora of them out there. Although I must say, and part of the reason, honestly, why we wanted to chat was, I think your app, the Wunderpar app, certainly has got a very interesting value proposition. So you launched the app a couple of weeks ago. As far as I understand, you put something out. You said you had around 500 signups in 24 hours. It says, I'm just reading now verbatim kind of from your website. You say, our mission is to enhance the golf experience for players of all skill levels and ages by offering a unique reward system, comprehensive golf tools, and access to an exclusive marketplace, incentivizing them to play even more rounds and earn while doing so. So explain this to me like I'm 6 years old. Walk me through the
absolutely.
app.
Sure thing. So I mean, it goes back many months. It feels like, I mean, obviously everything is just happening now overnight, and uh, since the app has arrived, we've seen a ton of people jump on board without doing too much marketing, etc. Which obviously for us is a sign of a good product market fit, which is something you always want in technology and when you build it. Um, we took a lot of time to figure out, what has been built today. Because if you look at what's been built today, you go, oh, that makes sense. You get on the golf course, you get rewards for it. But it took us many trials and errors to get to this point of simplicity to a degree.
Hmm.
We have come up with a ton of ideas on how do you reward golfers. If you look at the traditional reward systems, wherever you go to your supermarket or even some other golf apps out there, rewards are traditionally based on how much you spend with that company. So you spend money to get a reward back, right? Or cash back, whatever, points, whatever it might be. Our biggest thing was that we don't want to make people pay money to get value back, because then it's not essentially not kind of breaking the system in that We
Yeah.
want the everyday golf to also earn something. Because right now, the pros earn something. The 99% rest of us get nothing for playing golf. We just spend a shit ton of money, basically.
Unless
So
you're
we have to
taking
figure that
money
out.
off, unless you're taking money
And
off your
so,
friends.
exactly, and 90% of them don't ever pay you. So, well, at least my.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I'm
so,
familiar.
so we have to figure out what does a reward system look like that is not like the traditional ones? How do we design it in a very easy, simplistic way for users to earn these rewards? And then we had to make a call. It's like, what's the simplest version of this that we can build, get in the marketplace, and see if do people actually want this? It
Hmm.
does not help building something for 2 years and spending a ton of cash on it to put it out, and people don't want it. So that was kind of the first mission and what we've done today. So if you have the app today, you can earn and spend. That's our very first step. We've got an entire wall of functionality that we want to build, but do so while still keeping the app simple enough, if that makes sense. When it gets to the part of we want to get people to play more golf, I think we've got a couple of comments and we share a lot of the feedback that we get on our social channels.
Hmm.
But people are literally telling us since getting Wunderpar, they've made more time to go play golf. So it's putting them out there. They want to earn this token. They can see a value in it, which is exactly what we want. It's go play more golf. Here's a reward for doing so. And if you play enough, you can actually get something back in a monetary value. Right now, it's cash vouchers. We will be in the coming weeks put some new elements on the marketplace as well for people to spend their token on. So that's it in a nutshell. If you want to get a bit more technical than that, is that we did build it on the blockchain. So our token is not just a made up token. We built it on Polygon. So you can actually see in a very transparent matter how transactions are taking place. You can go on Polygon Scan, you can check out the Wonder token, how many people have received it, how many people are getting it a day, in a complete transparent manner, just so that the users will probably learn quite a bit about that side of the industry as well, even though we've hidden it quite nicely in the design of the product.
I would like to get
So
into
I
the
don't know if it's
blockchain. I would like to get into the blockchain part of it, but just taking a step back. So just for listeners who don't know the app. So Wunderpar is just for people listening. It's spelled WUNDER PAR. Okay, and essentially you arrive at the golf course. You go into the app. You find the course that you're playing on, and you start around. Is that correct? And essentially from there, it's a passive use of the app. You put your phone back in your bag. Is that more or less cover it?
Exactly. As soon as you get onto the course, you activate it. Our database and technology that we've built will know whether you're on the course or not. That's kind of a first step. So even if you live on a golf estate, if you're in your house, you shouldn't be able to earn. If you do, then you got lucky with our database. But we mapped every single course manually so that you have to literally be on the tee box, fairway, rough, or green to be able to earn. So from there, if we see that you're on the course, you can tap Let's Play and it'll start counting up to 2 hours for now. First version's 2 hours of play. It's about 9 holes that you can
Okay.
earn up to 120 tokens. And then you can play the next day again. It'll go into a cooldown automatically. Next day, you can earn another 120.
Okay. So essentially, it's kind of, I mean, without getting into the the back end nitty gritty stuff, it's kind of location based. And it's basically monitoring that you're inside a particular geofence for a certain period of time. Is that more or less that's more or less kind of what's happening on your side? I'm sure it's probably more complicated than that. um,
That explains it perfectly.
okay, and then I mean, basically from what you're saying, you're and from your kind of your method statement, it's sort of like you're trying to incentivize people to play. So, I mean, it wouldn't be wrong, I guess, to kind of compare it, I suppose, almost to like the Discovery Vitality kind of model, where you're analyzing what people are doing and you're kind of rewarding that behavior. And at the moment, people are rewarded through vouchers, which you have through some partners in the golf industry.
Yeah, so the value right now is that you can use your token to purchase stuff. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to pay anything. You get rewarded for being on the golf course. That's our step one.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of value ahead that we want to build in for users. Our biggest mission is to hopefully down the line we never have to charge the users for anything. So anything we build right now, we don't want to charge the users. So any value that comes into the system, whether it's from brands, the actual courses, suppliers, that's where we want the kind of value to come from, and the users must always just kind of get back for playing golf. That's essentially it. The Discovery analogy is a good one, where basically you get rewarded for doing different things. That opens up the space as well for us to integrate things like health kit, etc. So we can see if you're walking while playing golf, so maybe you earn more versus using a golf cart. So there's quite a lot we can do there that gets interesting. Obviously, that's, like I said, there's quite a big roadmap ahead of us of things that we want to do for golfers.
Yeah. So your sort of products was your kind of product to get to was just kind of very much the starting point where you are now, and I guess the possibilities are huge in terms of analyzing the user behavior on the course. I'm just thinking out loud here. I mean, I could imagine there's possibilities to integrate with other kind of hardware devices, such as watches and phones and whatever, golf carts. I would imagine there's a lot of potential there to kind of analyze behavior. And if a user is, a bit like my podcast partners who are always hitting their balls out of bounds, it's not going to penalize them for leaving the geofence at any time?
Yeah, if you hit it that far out, then it'll pause when you leave the geofence.
Okay.
But you should be.
I'll let Carl know.
On the course, let him know.
Yeah, and now tell me about
that.
Yep. Sorry, carry on.
It's better. Yeah. The geofence will pick up when you come back as well, so it will automatically keep on earning. So as long as they're not on the road next to the golf course the entire time, they should be fine in earning enough token.
Tell me now with the marketplace, how are your partners? I mean, what is without going into kind of your IP here, your partners obviously stand to benefit from this. Can you sort of outline a little bit around your partners and how you want to grow that network and that marketplace of partners?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question, and something that we had to figure out when we built this product as well. And it goes kind of two ways. One is that we had to build it so that we don't need a partnership with golf courses, because that'll take us forever to launch. So it has to be active on any golf course in the world without us having to have a conversation with them. Number two is that we have to build it so that we don't need to technically integrate with suppliers on the marketplace. If we have to integrate with suppliers, then the amount of time it'll take us to develop that system will take too long. It's a lot of wheeling and dealing that needs to happen, contracts that needs to be signed. We'll definitely kind of move and progress way too slow if we had to build it in that way. So the way that we built it is that you can redeem your token for a cash voucher on the marketplace inside the application. And then from there, you actually tap or click through to the supplier's website. This means that we don't need any integration with a supplier or a partner. We can sell any voucher, anything on the Wunderpar side, and we actually send that user to that partner site. So there's a lot of value in it for them. For us right now, some of the suppliers on the shop or the marketplace are partners of ours that we're chatting to and getting deals done. Some others are ones that we cash flow vouchers into the system just to give the users kind of a wide variety of options. In the long run, if we can show that we're signing up a ton of golfers, they're opening up the app a lot, they are logging a lot of rounds, and it's sending a lot of traffic to these partners. Ideally, the entire marketplace will consist of partners that we kind of signed up, and there's some sort of a deal in place. But right now, our first version we built without having to make a deal, because we want to see first getting the golfers on board will make that conversation much easier, that we can show these suppliers, these brands, how much value we can bring to them. And a cool story there is that we've been working quite closely with House of Golf, which you'll see on the marketplace. They've come on board after one email. They said, guys, this looks great. We want to be a part of this. And we've had so many people tell us that they never knew about House of Golf before joining Wunderpar. And now they're actually looking to shop at House of Golf. So the brand exposure that it's giving them is fantastic. So we're hoping that we can do a lot more of that for other brands, suppliers, shops out there, so that on both sides people are actually finding value, the golfer, the user, and the brand or the supplier that's on the application.
Yeah, sorry, I just had a couple of little network issues there, but I'm pretty sure we'll be good for the contents that was recorded. So House of Golf obviously have they have what I think is a really kind of great membership type structure, and yeah, they seem like a really innovative partner. So I can really see that you building a long-term relationship there. I won't go too kind of into too much detail. What's your kind of what's the big goal here? What would you like to see? Where would you like to see the app in sort of 2-3 years time? You mentioned that it's available kind of worldwide. Talk me through, without giving away kind of your development pipeline, maybe just what's the dream here?
Yeah, it's another good question, but I think with Wunderpar, what we want to see going forward is our first mission was to build a unique application. So I do obviously play a lot of golf. I've used every single app out there, and most of the golf apps are really good. I have to give it to them, like amazing stuff out there. I just see that there's a lot of the same stuff, which usually happens. There's one app that does well, and then there's a bunch of them that follow. From day one, our mission was to not follow. And so if you think about it, it makes sense that we now go and tap into the market of showing your yardage, having a scorecard, etc. It makes total sense, because then you can have one app for all of them. But I want to make sure that we are the best earning app for the normal users out there, golfers out there. That's kind of goal number one. If you think about playing golf and earning back, it should be Wunderpar. That's where you go. And so that's kind of that's goal number one. And so to stick to that kind of focus will be very important for us in the coming years. Ideally, which would be cool, is to say that we're the number one currency in golf. So your Wonder token could become the top currency in golf. You can imagine if you can tap your phone at a bar and buy your beer halfway or your hot dog with Wonder. I mean, that's kind of, that's next level stuff that would be amazing one day. That's stuff that we'll have to figure out. But if this could become a real life currency that people talk about, just like they do with taking out cash at the golf course, it'll be great. So we have a lot of aspirations, but what we also know in building technology is you can have a plan, and then once you have users on board, everything changes because you start seeing how they actually use your product. So we are super open to getting user feedback in. What do they want? What don't they want? What do we build next? And I'm pretty sure that these plans that we have will probably pivot quite heavily once we have 10, 20,000 users on board giving us feedback.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a whole lot of sense. And you've got a very, I think, dynamic kind of user community, especially if you're starting off as a base, in South Africa. So the currency components, I think, is just personally, I think, is a really great concept. I love, I love the potential there for, utilizing that within the golf community, but also within your own kind of golf. Your games and your matches. I mean, I know I saw you mention in a couple of your videos, you guys were kind of betting your wonder tokens on the course. I don't know whether at the moment that's something you can actually, transact with between devices, but I'm imagining that's sort of things that you guys are thinking about. I love that sort of gamification of a game, like it's a tech gamification of the game. I think it's really sticky, and it's amazing how, a bit like the Vitality. I mean, I remember doing ridiculous diversions to go and exercise just so I could get a smoothie at the end of the week, which, when I say that out loud, it sounds kind of crazy, but that's exactly the behavior that happened, right? So I really love that. There's obviously I could imagine that the roadmap is full of ideas, and you're clearly well positioned to kind of take user feedback on board. So on that note, I have some user feedback for you.
Nice, please.
So, I don't personally need that much incentive to go to the golf course and play golf. Okay, I can get there pretty easily, right? But my wife, however, she needs a bit more incentive for me to play golf. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking: when I'm on the golf course, I'm earning vouchers for her. Okay, so I'm thinking like the local massage parlor, the local shoe store, champagne vouchers. I can see a win-win kind of relationship developing with that structure. So you're free to put that in the suggestion box at your office there. But that's something that struck me as being potentially fairly powerful.
There's only one other person that's come up with that idea so far, besides you, and that was my wife.
Okay, well.
She said exactly the same, which is, so I think you and her are on exactly the same page for sure. And I love that. I love that idea. How we implement it, we'll definitely figure out. Because we want to keep that for the wife as well. But I love it, and I'll definitely put it on the kind of chat board to see where or if we can implement it. It's genius.
Yeah. Look, I must say, my wife does actually play golf, but with having young kids, I also have young kids. Very, very seldom that we actually get the chance to kind of get on the golf course simultaneously. But yeah, when I chatted to her about the app, we did. That was an idea that we kind of both kind of came up with. So I just maybe on a credit me exactly. Yeah. On kind of rounding out our discussion, I noticed through some of your videos, I noticed that we have something in common. That is that you also have a son that is crazy about golf. Is that correct?
I do. I have two. The one is but both of them are obsessed, old enough to be obsessed now. Yes, that's true.
Okay. So how old is I think your son's name was Luca in the video. How old is Luca when he beats his dad for the first time?
I think it might happen sooner than I kind of hoped for. He's only 2.5 now, so he's got some time to go. He's still
Okay.
on the plastic clubs, but we got some comments on that video. Look, 99% of the comments were fantastic, and there's some people like, "Are you pressuring your child into just playing golf?" I felt a little. I felt like that video was definitely too focused on golf, but the people who know Luca and who know us, it's crazy how he can literally walk outside for 2-3 hours and just hit a rubber ball around and you
Yeah.
can try anything you want, take him on a bike ride, stay at home. It's just that obsession is there. He loves it. You probably will outgrow it at some point, like all of us do in our lives. We go through these phases, but it's been awesome seeing them, you know, see the game, get into the game. If he sees a Nike logo, he doesn't know it's Nike. He calls it golf. For
Okay.
him, like the Nike logo is a golf logo. So it's amazing kind of how
That's
obsessed
amazing. Yeah, that's
they
powerful.
can get, which which I think is cool because on Wunderpar's side as well, it's that the young people are grabbing this, with all their attention, which has been great to see for them. 100, 200 rand cash vouchers, that's a lot of value.
Mm.
And if they build it up, it all adds up. And so I think, from day one, the youngsters are probably going to enjoy this a lot more than us oldies. But I'm excited to see where it grows for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that actually rounds out a really good point. And I mean, the beautiful thing about golf, Geran, is that it's a lifetime game, right? I mean, I was blessed to have a father who introduced me to the game without it being a pressurized thing that he wanted a son to become a professional golfer. It was like being taught woodwork or carpentry or something. It's a skill that and it's more than as we all know, it's more than a kind of a game. It becomes becomes kind of a sort of borderline spiritual obsession that all of us who've kind of have. So yeah, I think it's fantastic. And marrying your kind of interest in tech and filling that need. I just want to congratulate you. I think you guys have come up with something very unique and very, very excited to see where it goes. So yeah, all the best, and hopefully we can get on the golf course together sometime.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Yeah, it's good to chat through it, and it's great to hear good feedback. People seeing value. As I said, we want to get as many opinions on board as possible, so we build something for the rest of the golfers out there. Massage parlor vouchers. I'll slack the team right now to look into it, and we'll stamp your name on it, I promise. But
Fantastic.
yeah, it's good meeting you, and definitely next time let's record on the golf course. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be great. If you're in KZN, if you need to test some courses out here, I know that technically now you get to call it work, which is which is amazing. You can put that out of
Company
office
expense.
email on. Yep, and some great golf courses on this side of the country. So let's do it.
Awesome. We'll definitely make it happen.
All right, Geran, let's leave it there. Thanks so much for joining today.
Terrence, thanks so much. Appreciate it, man.